customers know how important they are to you. And when I use the word customer, I'm talking about your clients, your patients, your members, your students, your team members, whatever you call them. Let's use the word customers today. How are you paying professional attention to your customers, whoever they might be? I want to share with you what I call BDA, which is really just a fancy name or process for before, during, and after. When it comes to truly paying professional attention and committing to our customers, I want to share with you an experience I had and a great example of an organization, well, really a hotel, that demonstrates what I call intentional attention through their BDA process. I wanted to surprise a dear friend, and she lives in North Carolina, and so I had booked a weekend in New York as a surprise. Now, what happened was, before I even got to New York, I had the opportunity to go onto their website, register all my details, but it was quite a fun check-in process. And one thing they asked about was there any special occasion? So, of course, I mentioned my friend Leslie's birthday. Then I was thinking about what made it really a great attentive experience before I even got to the hotel. Well, their website's well designed. There's so many great pictures. All my questions were answered. The registration process was simple, and I had done quite a bit of research on them through social media. I had heard about this unique property called the Library Hotel, and I had personal endorsements from others who'd stayed there. So I want you to have a think about, what are your customers telling others? What are people looking at when they view your social media accounts? Are they sharing and seeing what you stand for? And do you make it easy for your customers to do business with you? So that's some ideas before you even get that customer interaction. But let's talk about what happened during my stay at the Library Hotel. It was a very hot summer day. We had both got into the city in very different ways, and we jumped in a cab to get to the hotel. Now, we were a little hot. It was a very sticky day, and as soon as we walked in the doors, we were greeted by staff who were attentive, kind, offered water, and when we went to check in, our room wasn't ready because we were early. But what was amazing was that they wished my friend a happy birthday as soon as she walked up to the counter, which is incredible. And they offered us a hospitality suite to be able to change so that we could then go and enjoy a luncheon. Not only that, the hospitality suite was equipped with lovely complimentary drinks and snacks, and it was a gorgeous, beautiful facility. So we told them a little bit about our day's plans, a little bit of shopping in Soho and then lunch at Balthazar. Now, Balthazar is one of my favorite French bistros in New York, and it is just a hustling and bustling, very New York type place, and I go there whenever I have a chance. So we had mentioned this as we jumped in our Uber to go out. We left our luggage with the Library Hotel. We had a lovely lunch when we finally got back after lots and lots of shopping together with all of our bags. They told us our room was ready and they had sent our bags up to our room. Now, here's what's interesting. When we got into our room, there was a birthday card for Leslie, some little chocolates. There were 2 mugs with the Library Hotel so that we can enjoy them after we left. And I looked across the room and I saw a bottle of my most favorite champagne. How did they know? What was even more remarkable was when I found this. This is the cookbook for, you guessed it, Balthazar. They had organized for a copy of this book, including a lovely handwritten note from the manager about our experience. Now, this is attention to detail. We were blown away. They gave us a beautiful room that looked out over the New York Library. Thus the name of the hotel. It's an interesting hotel too, because every room is modeled on the Dewey Decimal System. So some of you might remember, if you're as old as I am, when we used to go to a library, we would pull out those drawers, remember? And they had those little index cards with the number, and then you had to go find the book. I know, before the internet, I'm that old. But the Library Hotel was a fantastic case study in how from the moment we set foot on their property, they paid attention, the staff were trained, everyone was attentive. They listened to our conversation and added little tiny moments that would make us remember it for a lifetime. We had an amazing time at the Library Hotel. Interesting. After we left, so remember BDA, before, during, and after, they also reached out to see how was our stay. They asked for feedback. We got lovely responses, and obviously we shared our experience on social media. What are you doing for your customers to make them feel seen and heard before they interact with you, during their interaction with you, and then after they leave you. We work so hard to get the customers to support our business. And there's so many tools now available to you to truly pay attention and commit to your customers. Your website, your marketing collaterals, your advertising, your social media, your staff training, your policies, your procedures, and the experience of your physical environment if you have one. What are all the things you could be paying attention to? All those touch points that leave an impact on your customers. I want to challenge you today. Could you just have a look at one of these areas, before, during, or after, and then think about what could you do differently to truly pay attention and commit to your customers in an even deeper way. If you'd like more examples of what I've talked about, you'll find those in Attention Pays, but you can also find them on our website, neenjames.com. If we're not connected on social, let's do that. You can follow me on Twitter at Neen James. If you want to see my adventures, you can follow me on Instagram, or if you prefer Facebook, we're obviously there too. How are you paying attention to your customers today? Because I believe that when you pay attention, attention pays.